Hi, my name's John Minteer. My wife Ann and I joined First Church about 20 years ago. And for the first 18 of those years, we went to church fairly regularly. We contributed financially to the church, but we really didn't connect with the people inside the church, and we really weren't growing spiritually. So about 2 years ago, we decided to try to connect more with the congregation and try to grow more spiritual. So Ann joined one of the committees. We contributed more financially and got involved with more of the church's activities. We went on a pilgrimage to the Holy Land. So when the Covenant Disciple Group started, we were ready to join. Our group meets once a week for exactly 1 hour. We discuss worship, devotion, compassion, and justice. Craig asked me to talk to you about the latter two, compassion and justice, and asked if there were anything that I could say in terms of spiritual growth that's occurred in the practice of those two areas. And I can look at you honestly and say, in compassion, I had some real issues being compassionate to the homeless. You see, I live downtown, and I've had some very scary interactions with homeless people. And as a result, I became rather hesitant to deal with them. And I built a wall around my interactions with those people, and I ignored them for the most part. And I realized if I was going to be compassionate, I would have to address that wall. So one day in church, I was sitting in the pew, and I imagined a homeless person sitting next to me. And as the service was going through, I thought, I can relate to this guy. He's a child of God like I am. And the other image that I put in my head was one of the complex fabric of all the different people in the world and their actions, and that I needed to embrace as much of that complex tapestry as I could and make it as best as I could. So the next step for me was to learn something about the homeless. I met an individual who started a nonprofit, and the goal of that nonprofit was to assist the homeless. He educated me on the different types of homeless people, the many problems they face, and the many ways in which he felt I could help, truly help them. So that gave me some tools. And then when I started to engage the homeless, to be honest, it was very hard. So I needed some encouragement and some support. The Covenant Disciple Group members helped me tremendously. They held me accountable to continue down that path of growth. As a result, today I can engage with homeless people with a much better and more sincere and honest methodology, and I hope I'm helping them. I know that this journey has helped me. The second part of our group has been justice. We looked at a variety of ways in our community here in San Diego that we could get involved with areas of justice. And the one area we picked was human trafficking. I had heard about it, but I really didn't know how big an issue it was. So we read stories on the internet. We invited a parishioner here at First Church, an attorney who has studied this problem, and he educated us on the scope of the problem. It's millions of dollars every year, and the way that these perpetrators impact vulnerable young people, both male and female. It was very powerful and moving, and as a result, I've learned quite a bit about human trafficking. Right now in our group, we're looking at ways that we can help and assist those people who are involved in being part of the solution to this problem. So I can tell you, for me, the Covenant Disciple Group has been very beneficial. I've really enjoyed it. And if you get the opportunity, I recommend you try it yourself. Thanks.